Hi, folks. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? We are still on this issue of trade tariffs between the United States of America and certain nations. A lot has happened in the past few hours and past few days. And in particular, while the media is busy smearing Trump, and while media and the so-called experts or their talking heads are busy smearing President Trump, several of the nations that are affected by these proposed tariffs are calling the White House, trying to get a deal done, trying to get these tariffs to be reduced by striking a deal. It's very interesting. The most obvious example of this attitude was seen obviously with India, who, when these tariffs were suggested a week ago, India immediately announced that they will reduce their tariffs on U.S. goods, and and subsequently they will not be as affected as much as everyone else will with regards to this issue of tariffs. But also, what has happened actually is that there's been a dozen nations that have called the White administration negotiating, trying to get their tariffs to be either reduced or completely eliminated. That includes countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, South Korea, Australia, the UK, Israel, Argentina, Canada, and Mexico. These countries have realized that they need the US, and therefore they put their pride to the side and they've done the right thing. And what has been striking for me, especially, has been this issue of Israel. Why would Israel, of all nations in the world, would even have tariffs on US goods to begin with? After everything the United States does for Israel, everything the United States, the billions of dollars of charity they send to Israel every year, and Israel is tariffing American goods. That's that's just for me the greatest epitome of how no one mistreats the US like America's so-called friends and allies. And that a nation like Israel, who basically exists because of the benevolence and the generosity of the United States, can actually think that it's okay for them to tariff the US. EU, the second worst aggressor, second only to China, has also reached out to the White House, offering Trump removal of all industrial tariffs. Can you believe this? All of their industrial, well, because they want access to the American market. And they know that this guy is not effing around. So they've reached out. They want Trump to remove tariffs on them, and they will also reciprocally remove tariffs on American goods, which which is actually great. The EU says the EU prefers negotiation on US tariffs, but dread is retaliation. Another post by The Guardian, a leftist news media in the UK says the EU in early talks with the US but preparing robust tariff countermeasures. Euronews.com says von von der von der Leyen, sorry pronunciation. This is the EU commissioner, offers Trump's 0 for 0 tariffs deal on all industrial goods. That's really the point of this. It's the point. While you all are busy like foaming in the mouth about how anti-trade and how protectionist Trump is, these people are calling the White House, trying to strike a deal. Yeah, yeah. This is, I'm distinctly satisfied by how this thing is going, actually. I'm actually very satisfied. Cool, folks. See you another time.